LSI 2021 at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel. It's nearly true tales of innovation. I'm your host, Benjamin Glenn. Hi, I'm here with my guest, John White, the intrepid John White of Biodesign fame.
Ben and I go way back.
It's great to see you, John.
It's really good to see you too, Ben. It's good to see you in person. It's been so long since we've all been together.
So you've had a very diverse background, and I'm just curious, so what part, is there any particular part of your experience that you draw on the most, or is there maybe even in your biodesign fellowship, as you kind of, chronicle back, is there like a tool bag that you've developed that's really gets you through most days?
Yeah, it's a great question. As you know, we first met, probably 15 years ago.
This came in brown.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'll say.
At the at Stanford at the Biodesign program, where we collaborated on some wonderful intellectual property that eventually got spun out into iRhythm. So a lot of fun.
Digital health before it was a thing.
I remember when iRhythm rebranded themselves as Digital Health, and that was a great moment for digital health. Actually, it was a great moment.
Is that what we were doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Who would have thought?
But I drew so much from Biodesign. It's really been a great foundation for me as I go through my career. But as I've gone, I've really tried to draw things from each different step along the way and take those with me. So Biodesign is all about the idea, understanding the unmet need. What is the problem we're trying to solve? From there, I did move into roles within big companies like Boston Scientific and smaller startup companies like Acclarent and Earlens. And as you go, you kind of take these different skill sets and you bolt them on so that now when I'm sitting in my position, I can really bring my experience to bear as I evaluate companies, as I help companies that we've invested in grow towards their goals. So that's really the way I like to think about it.
What's the right time for companies to reach out to you?
Yeah, because we're a family office, we take the long view. So we have a very long duration of our investments. We're trying to grow and build sustainable device companies. And so frankly, we will meet with anyone at any time. Probably the best time to come meet with us is as you enter into your early clinical experience, to get us familiar with your story and to get us thinking about how you may or may not fit into what we're trying to do with KCK.
So who are the partners that you probably come in with others? Who do you usually syndicate with?
So we tend to like to lead investments. We're pretty open to all sorts of different partners. What I would say is what we want to have is sort of like-minded orientation around building a company. So if we can find other investors, other partners that are looking to build sustainable businesses, those are the sorts of people we like to partner up with. And it means that some categories for us are a little less fruitful. So if there's in cardiology, there's a lot of early exits. Well, of course, if that happens for one of our companies, that's fine and great. But for the most part, we're looking to find those companies that are going to be building large sustainable businesses.
Yeah, I think that it was the Gore Innovator Workbench.
Yes.
And that's when I found out that you were at your new position. And I thought, that's a great spot for you.
Yeah.
To be sort of the spotter for an investor.
Yeah.
I think you're just like, it just seems like maybe everything, maybe it was on purpose. I don't know if you were always planning on it, but it seems like,
definitely.
Wow,
that's what I like to say. No, it's, I'd be lying if I said I planned it out. No, and in fact, when I look back at it all, it's really the people that I interacted with along the way. So our managing director at KCK is a guy named Greg Garfield, who I met while I was working at a Clarence. And so these are sort of how these relationships form. I met Greg through a Clarence, through Josh Macauer in Biodesign. So, maybe the right answer to your question earlier was it's really about the people you meet along the way and how they support you as you go forward.
I think that's one of the things that makes this Emerging MedTech Summit. It is about people and it's about community and kind of getting our community. We're getting back to work.
For me, this conference is about making relationships with startups that we're probably not investing in today, but in the future, they'll come back around and I'll remember meeting them here. And I'll come back the next year and see some of the startups that I met here last year, and we'll sort of follow their progress. And that's a very rewarding part, I think, of this ecosystem. It's not like there's, thousands of companies. So it's good to kind of stay in touch and watch companies as they grow.
Yeah, John, I'm really glad you mentioned that touch point. Because I think a lot of times I encounter these younger entrepreneurs or inexperienced entrepreneurs as if they're going to sit down and John's going to write the check. Once he hears about my company, he's going to want to write the check. And they don't think about the relationship and trust and are you the right kind of investor? Yeah. So it seems like maybe there's also that collateral benefit of it does take time and having that patience to get to know them and give them a chance to know you.
Yeah, particularly, like I said, our mission at KCK is really looking towards building these long standing companies. And that is about relationships. That is about the people that you're working with and making sure you have shared vision along that. So that's a critical part. And it's why I love this business. I mean, I live in Silicon Valley and all of my neighbors are tech people and tech investors or startup and it's just such a much bigger ocean that they all swim in, and I really like our smaller pond where we all get to interact with each other.
But I have to say though, as a health tech guy, I was enjoying how one silver lining for me in the pandemic was, all right, so you get it now? Healthcare is hard.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
It's not a cakewalk.
Yeah, no, I know, and it's been it's been great to see that broader recognition. Mm-hmm. I think even just educating the average American about what it takes to take a vaccine through the approval process, they get sort of this experience and they understand what a lot of the steps are that all of the technologies that people are using, physicians are using every day to improve their health. And so it's, I think that's actually maybe a silver lining. I'm not sure I want to go through it again to get that silver lining, but maybe a silver lining.